you tweeted. Did you see that tweet that resurfaced 2015? And you're like, what 2015? How did the KOT team even trace it? You know?
Ankey, by the way, I'll be the first one to play it.
I know you
That's
will.
it. I'll play it and say it's 100 days. Unga bado C65.
Lakini Simba,
yeah, that's it.
Here's a better challenge. As you play it, please have the president-elect and, of course, his deputy, Gachagua, in studio that day.
No, we don't have to.
No, I'm making it spicy. No, I'm making it spicy. Start sending in, let them come in studio as well.
Mina feel hivi Ankey. So kulingana na hawa watu venye unajua politics.
Yeah, of course ni watu.
Ni watu tu kama sisi. Na si ndio tumeweka hapo ama.
True.
Yeah, this is.
So with that responsibility mina believe there comes a great your authority wako nayo, there comes a great responsibility.
True.
And pia accountability pia. So chenye Simba anasema mimi niko sawa.
By the way, sindio DJ Skinner, after 90 days tunakumbusha siku 10 zimebaki, mlisema unge itarudi 65. Haijarudi. What's going on? Kwanza by the Ankey, they even spoke about bei ya mafuta pia. They spoke about the cost of living. They said they would see to inflation coming now. Sisi mi hata nakatumaliza na hii process, by the way, because Kenya has to move on regardless. But then we put them, we make them accountable. Minda kwa opposition vibaya.
Actually, but I do know that, you know, coming up with the aspect of hustler, you do know what a hustler's life is like.
Yeah.
So he's coming out as a president-elect to understand the common mwananchi's life. Ile mboga ya 20, ile mafuta kupima, you understand? No. He is a farmer, unajua. Alisema he's a farmer. Hizi vitu, yeah. I mean, he's worked his way up there. So anaelewa kununua unga 65 ni kuokolea. Yeah, so let's actually see how realistic it becomes. I mean, I urge Kenyans to maintain peace. Hata kwa studio.
That's it.
I urge Kenyans. Lakini siku hizi studio should move from fellow Kenyans to which one? Which one are you saying? The hustler team?
Trapata yake.
Okay.
We're gonna get it. It's gonna come out. Fellow Kenyans, that's it. We're gonna get his. By the way, it's gonna take like 1 year. Akiona vitu zimeenda mbaya. It's not where they go. Trapata yake. And we're going to use it.
So, of course, just let us know what your thoughts are as well. Do you think it's realistic? Do you think it's satirical? And I like saying something. Most of these faces, even in the Kenya Kwanza, are not very new to Kenyan politics.
Ankey, they're not. All of them, they've been there. They've been in government. Just save for the new faces that we're going to see in the National House, in the top leadership positions, they're there. I mean, when you look at the picture they even took yesterday, when they were in their consultative meeting as a collusion, you look at it, you see the likes of Wetangula, Musalia Mudavadi, you see the likes of outgoing Speaker for the National Assembly, Muturi. Yeah, you know, it's the same faces, yeah? You look at it, you're saying, okay, this is transfer to kama tulikuwa transfer business. Sasa imeenda hiyo side ingine. Let's see what they can do. For me, that's what it is.
Let's see what they can do. Now ukisikia tuko na joto sana Skina, unatukumbusha na muziki mzuri.
That's it.
Hata kama umekataa kusema who the artists are, just mentioned too. We're waiting to see how you actually get that, you know, to the top, because Kenyans are now saying, let's now break this from the hard week and the hard thoughts and the headlines to some easy moments right here at Lookuptv. Simba, we haven't really looked at what's trending.
Yeah, we see exactly what Kenyans are talking about,
especially on Twitter.
That's it.
So what I have here is now na Kalonzo on a trend. Now what? Kalonzo on a trend. Ukionanga hivyo unataka kufungua haraka.
By the way, so Ankey, so let me tell you why Kalonzo is trending. There were a section of guys who came up with this particular one. They were saying that, you see, Kalonzo is just waiting for the direction of that petition. And if it goes wrong, Kalonzo will try and get into the current government.
Is it the same
Kenya
history?
Kwanza government, because what wanamitanga watermelon.
I know, but that watermelon name kind of disappeared during this electioneering period. He also went a bit quiet. Did you notice?
Yeah.
Leave alone the defection kind of, you know, peep here and there. Ile time ya Azimio, flag bearer. After that, we didn't hear much of him, and now Kenyans are coming up to say again, well, we can never be so sure with Kalonzo Musyoka. So he's trending and quite interesting, but he has a tweet he put up before Kenyans then started speaking just a day ago. Kalonzo Musyoka, I'll read directly from his handle on Twitter, saying, I joined at Azimio Umoja One Kenya Parliamentary Group at Governor's meeting at the KICC Nairobi, chaired by Raila Odinga this morning, which means he was trying to show, you know what, I'm still in, in solidarity with Azimio La Umoja. I am still with this people I started with this particular 2022, but Kenyans feel otherwise, and he was actually there standing by, Raila Odinga, even through this, I won't call them chaos, but after the elections, now the petition we're looking at. So Kalonzo Musyoka hasn't come out to say, you know what, I am actually shifting, my solidarity. He hasn't.
That he hasn't actually. No. And if you listen to his speech after but the one yesterday at the Kenyatta International Conference Center. Why am I saying Kenya? Wow. Anyway, Kenyatta International Conference Center. He did say that he was actually right there at that caucus where they're meeting the various members of parliament who've been elected to represent the Azimio coalition in the next coming government. It was actually quite clear. He said, look, it's not done until it's done. He said they would not like to see anything go wrong in this current government and country that they love. So they're going to do everything possible just to make sure that everything goes on right. In fact, he said, let's wait and see exactly what the court is going to do. Then after that, we'll again come back and talk to you and tell you exactly what we are going to do. Interesting enough, by the way, Ankey, if you look at that as well, Speaker was again trending in relation to Kalonzo Musyoka as well just yesterday, with people saying, where Kalonzo can make a very nice National Assembly Speaker. Guys, there was even a section of his local supporters in Ukambani were telling him, Bwana, you find a way to get into the government, Bwana. We cannot have you again sit out of the government for the next 5 years. They really want Kalonzo Musyoka to find a way to get into the current government. Interesting enough. Ankey, do you think Kalonzo Musyoka can make
I don't know why I feel like Kenyans are pretty much just trying to see if he would change this time, because there's like they're feeding him some ideas. Like, you can take this position. I don't know why they feel he can easily be, swayed. If they seem to be suggesting to him positions he would take in the government. Oh, you deserve better. And Kenyans have a way of doing things on social media.
But don't they actually?
But will he? Question is, will he this time? Will he? And quite interesting, some tweets here. I might not read all of them, but Bashir amenichekesha on a light note on Twitter. Remember, these are just Kenyans, going to social media. And not a very big title, just one of those Kenyans. Anasema Wetangula na Mudavadi are living examples you can live with. You can leave your ex and thrive elsewhere. Unlike Kalonzo, the more you stick, the more you suffer. They will not change. With a toxic relationship, mahali, according to Bashir on Twitter, as far as Kalonzo and the speaker is trending, or the trends on Twitter.
But we also do know that you only love one person truly.
DJ Skinner.
DJ Skinner. Sinu kweli? You only love one person truly. Our wengine too, they just come in to replace that void, but you only love one person truly.
Is it?
So you wonder whether Musalia Mudavadi and
mimi sijaongea.
Wait, Ankey, what's up to doubt? You only love one person truly. DJ Skinner, tufanye hivi, men, because then we are speaking from our perspective, we only love one person
truly. No, man is not Simba. DJ Skinner, can you say it in your own words and agree to it?
So what is story, by the way?
Acha nisikie. Skinner, hebu sema kitu kama utasema in your own words, ama utaparaphrase.
Na usipinge tafadhali. So iko hivi, Ankey.
Ati Ankey.
Najua ndio nataka.
Usimwambiwe.
Siseme women.
No, Ankey when you unakataa.
Najua ndio nakataa.
So the rest of the women know this.
It's like this, Masikio tuko na 2. Meno tuko na ngapi? That 2. Si ndio? Roho tuko na ngapi?
Moja tu.
Roho moyo.
Moyo, roho.
Roho na ngoja. Roho na moyo. Moyo is the scientific word for heart.
So
see, roho is the feeling that comes out of
the soul. It's feeling.
No, roho is the feeling that comes out of the heart.
Na mtima.
Napenda na moyo wangu.
Wait, DJ Skinner, ngoja
Mtima.
Mtima is not even a word that refers to the heart.
You guys know.
Where Ankey Mtima?
No, but
eti Mtima?
Mtima si ni Kiswahili sanifu.
What? For the to music.
We maliza explanation ya. Mtima.
Hii kitu tuachie.
Yo, by them
tuachie la meki kitu.
Mimi naona kani nini by
Mtima wanje?
Bas.
So is it a language, a different language? It's not Kiswahili. Is it
it's not
Luganda?
Paikumin heart, love.
But you love with us. So when you Simba, when you said you only love one.
Wait, DJ Skinner, so maliza your explanation but
ilikuwa ni moyo ama roho because the soulmate.
Yeah.
Anaweza kuwa ni soulmate lakini bado your heart is broken. Hiyo toxicity tunasema.
That's it.
Sasa ulimpenda na roho yako yote ama na moyo wako wote?
Vile mimi nadhani Musalia na Wetangula tanguanza politics wamekuwa pamoja na Raila Amolo Odinga.
Sasa ni moyo.
Sasa kama kuna mtu anapenda tunajua, lakini maisha inaenda hivyo bwana. Kama vitu hazifanyi hapa, enda hiyo side nyingine, lakini kuna ule mtu mmoja mwenye unapenda. Like how men love, you only love once.
As we take a short break, do you remember when President Uhuru Kenyatta said, "Hata bibi"?
What did he say?
Hata bibi anaweza enda.
What did he say?
Hata bibi anaweza enda.
Hata ni ukweli. Hata bibi anaweza enda. But it doesn't mean that you,
No, of course, I'm just giving that
not moyo. But stop using that word in relation to love. It's a scientific word.
No, moyo is the heart.
No, but you can't use it in relation to love.
Then why do you say heartbreak?
Heartbreak. There's a break in front of it. Can't use it.
I literally saw on social media somebody actually was able to stitch their heart after the heartbreak. But anyway, guys,
moyo wangu umevunjika.
By the way, you can. Moyo vunjika.
Moyo vunjika. Yeah, I've been heartbroken. Nimevunjwa moyo.
Umevunjwa mararuliwa.
Vile Raila alivunjwa moyo na Musalia na Wetangula.
Lakini you can mend it in the courts. Sasa tutaona, let's just take a short breather. We come in with a bulletin, but of course, among other things, before we take the short break, Simba, I know you want to talk about what's trending in football. Yeah.
By the way, enough is enough. Man United is trending, but here's the thing though. We've spoken about it, Man United. Could you speak to all Man United fans? And I know they're listening to me. This thing about enough is enough, it just doesn't work out for me. And I'm waiting for us to really have a proper chat on this. You go online, you see enough is trending. They're saying when they're going to play Liverpool, they're not going to go into the stadium. They're going to protest outside the stadium. So sort of go to the pitch, but do not go into the stadium. I don't know whether this is going to work, just to force the Glazers family to get out of Manchester United management. I don't know. I don't know whether it's going to work. We're waiting.
You're not a Man United fan?
Nope. That's a dead football club.
So how is Arsenal doing?
Fantastic. We're going to win the league.
All right. Did you hear that? Skinner? Tukutane hapa ligi kisha ya. Tuangalie maneno vizuri. You promised me something. Can I say it on air, Simba?
Yeah, I did.
That if Arsenal doesn't win the league, it's going to come in just like me.
No. If Arsenal doesn't claim top 4, I'll put on a dress. That's it.
He'll put okay, now
I'll put on a dress.
Please, social media wake kitu vizuri. He'll put on a dress.
Mweke kwa Kives.
All right. We take a short breather. That is it on what's trending this morning. This is Lookuptv, the morning drift. But coming in shortly with Simba, the latest news updates from the news desk. Good morning.
Okay. She's facing the auto cue. Ankey, can I use this? Okay. You are still watching the Morning Drift. My name is Simba Kiage. Let's cross over to the newsroom so we can see exactly what is trending this morning as far as your news headlines are concerned. Now, President-elect Dr. William Ruto on a Thursday held talks with congressional delegation from the United States led by Delaware Senator Chris Andrew Coons in the company of U.S. Ambassador to Kenya Meg Whitman at the current office. But the high-profile meeting discussed the just concluded elections in the country and the areas of cooperation between Kenya and the United States.
America. There was a time we were to meet, but it didn't work out. Let me see the observation of our elections, the government and the people of Kenya, and for the great partnership, for cooperation or partnership, for the deputy running mate in this election, our former deputy speaker, and a member of my team. Musalia Mudavadi here is our former vice president and a member of his team. That means welcome. Yes. This might not understand. I
am Senator Coons from Delaware.
Yeah.
I'm the chairman of the committee that funds all of our foreign assistance on our State Department and on the Foreign Relations Committee. I'm grateful that President Biden has entrusted her to be our ambassador to such an important strategic partner. A nation that has much to teach us.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you.
Mimi nafikiri na huyu ndiye ndauma yeye mzamake. Yes, bro. Asante sana. Thank you. Governor, asante sana. Yeah. Asante sana. And thank you and congratulations.
Thank you.
DG, asante sana. Chiforomoto.
Yes, sir.
Asante sana. Afshiro. Yes. Wewe kesi yako ni kubwa.
Najua. Mimi najua.
Bashir, asante sana.
Ile passport party yote imeleta kwa YouTube.
Alikuwa amesema ati anataka passport party.
Now, the latest move by the Independent and Electoral Boundaries Commission, IEBC, indefinitely postponing the gubernatorial contests in Mombasa and Kakamega counties over security concerns is not boding well with the area candidates and their supporters. Now, the leaders have demanded that IEBC conducts elections on a 23rd of this month as earlier scheduled. They have, however, threatened to sue the electoral agency if it fails to carry out the exercise on the said date. Here is our reporter Wairimu Wasike with the details of that story.
Gubernatorial candidate from Kakamega County, Fernandez Baraza, has condemned the move by the IEBC chair Wafula Chebukati on the postponement of the gubernatorial elections to a later date. While speaking to the media, Fernandez has highlighted that he will go to court to file a case against IEBC.
Sisi tunataka county returning officer. We don't even need Chebukati in Kakamega County. Kwa sababu mwenye anasimamia uchaguzi Kakamega County sio Chebukati. Ni county returning officer. na ametuelezea ya kwamba kila kitu iko tayari. Ballot papers zishakuwa printed. Aende tena ku recruit returning officers. He's not going to recruit presiding officers. Na clerks wako hapa. So county returning officer yeye ako tayari to conduct elections in Kakamega. Interference ambayo hatutaki ni ya Chebukati.
Meanwhile, Fernandez Baraza's supporters in Kakamega County have had peaceful demonstrations against the postponement of the gubernatorial elections. On the other hand, gubernatorial candidate Cleophas Malala has supported IEBC's postponement and has urged his supporters to be patient till the IEBC gives a date on the election.
IEBC is not supposed to be intimidated by anybody. IEBC is not supposed to be given direction by external people, and therefore its independence is mandatory in any election. And yesterday we were also told that IEBC staff are being intimidated. One of them was found dead, and as a Kenyan citizen, I empathize with IEBC at this difficult moment. So I would like to call upon the people of Kakamega to exercise utmost patience during this difficult moment and give IEBC time.
While speaking to the media, Mombasa gubernatorial candidate Nasir Abdul Swamad Sherif has condemned Chebukati's move to postpone the elections indefinitely, terming it as unconstitutional.
Unajua tunawaambia wanaweza kuchelewesha, lakini kuzuia hawezi kuzuia. Sisi tuko tayari na tumeenda mahakama, tunataka kuambiwa ya kwa hata kama ni kesho watu wajitokeze kwenda kupiga kura.
Let's remain calm. We have finished the national elections. We already know the winner. In the next 2 to 3 weeks, inshallah, by God's grace, we'll have a new president. The conversation now shifts to Mombasa. Tulete ukombozi hapa sasa.
Wairi Mwasike, Lookuptv.
Normalcy is slowly returning in the country days after the election results were announced. As our reporter Shalina Mwenda reports, businesses in Nairobi are picking up after days of uncertainty awaiting the presidential results.
It is almost business as usual in Kawangware Market in Nairobi. But just how was the situation prior to the completion of the general elections?
Before elections busy ilikuwa poa kwa sababu watu kulikuwa na hiyo kutumia pesa. Watu walikuwa wanatumia pesa kabisa. Tulikuwa tunauza sana. Although before some few days before elections tulikuwa na hii impulse buying ya food hivi. Watu wakanunua vitu kama hizi kama nguo hivi.
Biashara hapo mbeleni ilikuwa na wasiwasi juu hatukuwa tunajua kutaenda aje.
Biz kulikuwa tuna tension cause unaona sasa kama watu wote walikuwa wamegawanyika mara mbili cause hata hapa kwenye tuko unasikia watu wengine wakisema ni waazimio, wengine ni wa UDA. So kulikuwa na tension kiasi. Customers walikuwa wengi cause watu walikuwa wananunua kama December juu watu walikuwa wanadhani kutaharibika after elections.
About a week after the elections, businesses are yet to return to their peak, and according to many business persons in Kawangware Market, Kenyans are still shaking off the political tension.
Sasa hivi ziko chini. Watu hata wanunui, wengine ni kama walienda Ocha. Naona hata hapa kuna watu wenye wanapita pitanga hapa. So kibiashara tuko chini.
Election imekuwa na tension kiasi. Though biashara haijarudi sana. Hapo nyuma ilikuwa inaenda vizuri, but kwa sasa haijakuwa kama hapo awali cause watu hawajakuwa na amani bado, wanangali na uoga. Hata masupply wanakuwa na uoga kuleta vitu, wanajua wakikuja huku ni kutakuwa na shida.
Sasa hii hakuna kazi cause hata kwenye tunaendeanga vitu zingine tunaendeanga Busia, zingine zinakuja kutoka TZ. Sasa hii hakuna cause magari bado wanaogopa juu hawajui venye kutakuwa, lakini amani iko.
Moving forward, Kenyans remain optimistic that the existing calmness will be propagated even with the ongoing IEBC tussle.
Tumejua Raila Uhuru alipita na si tumekubali tuendelee na biashara.
Kiongozi mwenye amechaguliwa kutuongoza sisi ako sawa, ni chaguo la watu. Hatuna bodi ila tu kukubali na huyo ndiye kiongozi wetu.
Watu warudi kazi, wafanye kazi, tushirikiane. Kozi huwa watu wakianza huko juu hakuna kitu wanakuja kutusaidia sisi huko mashinani. Si ndio tunaumia. So kila watu warudie kazi yao.
Just 9 days post-election, business persons here in Kawangware Market in Nairobi can only hope that their businesses will soon resume 100% normalcy, even as they hope that the current political situation will not affect their businesses negatively. Shalin Mwende, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
Shalin Mwenda with that story. Now, after the removal of the maize flour subsidy, the commodity now retails between 200 to 250 shillings. Our reporter Ankey Dorice speaks to Nairobi residents over the costly ugali in our daily segment of Your Opinion Matters.
It is quite clear that the government has reduced the subsidies of unga in the country. Now, if you got a chance to speak to the government, what message will you send to them? And now that is our question in our daily segment of Your Opinion Matters.
Enyewe waache kutuchezea sisi kama Wakenya. Unaona wazee wanaleta unga kama wiki mbili. Alafu tena hiyo unga hata ifiki kila mtu. Hiyo unga bado hata ipatikani kwa duka zote. Ukienda kwa duka unaambiwa hakuna, mara ni super ukienda unauziwa moja. Sasa unaona hiyo unga ni challenge. So kama ilikuwa inatuchezea as in scam ya kutufumba macho tuwapigie kura, hiyo nao si poa. Ni vizuri kuambia watu ukweli.
We as the common man, we are really suffering in this country. Especially the normal commodities. We don't have unga. And the government is doing nothing. They told us they were going to give us the unga for 100. After 2 weeks, we don't get anything. Now the 210, the 20 also is not there. So we don't know what the government is after. We are really suffering.
So we are telling the incoming government to be very cautious about some statements because there is no unga so far. When you go to the supermarkets, you cannot find unga for 100 shillings. So this was a political unga for 100 shillings. And now that the politics is over, I think Kenyans are forced to buy unga at 250, even it is not there to be bought at that price.
To me, I think ilikuwa ni campaign strategy, I would say, because me mwenyewe personally, me by this kupatanga hiyo ya 100. You know, nimekuwa tu nilinunuanga hiyo ya 220. So to me, I think it was just a strategy for campaign.
At least inaweza fanya juhudi wananchi at least wapunguziwe, ndio at least kwa sababu wamefinyiliwa. At least wapate unga ambayo iko na bei rahisi, ndio kuwa at least maisha imekuwa rahisi kwao.
I think tuna lose trust kwa government. They never keep their words. So kwa mtu wa chini anaumia sana. Reduce bei. Waache tu kuangalia watu wa juu, waangalie pia watu wa chini.
And indeed, your opinion matters. Those are just but some of the opinions of Nairobi County residents. Ankey Dorice, Lookuptv.
Days after Senator Simba Kiage was declared Nakuru governor-elect, matatu operators in the county have embarked on a plot to return their operations to the central business district. The operators have been evicted or had been evicted from the lakeside town by Governor Lee Kinyanjui's administration in 2020 to address congestion that left motorists stranded for hours. Erin John Mukoro reports this and other stories in our county roundup.
From Nakuru County have held a meeting planning their return to the city centre after the win of Simba Kiage as governor-elect. Led by their chairperson Stephen Muli, the operators expressed confidence that Kiage's leadership would create a conducive environment for the matatu industry.
Viongozi wa biashara zote ambazo zimewakilishwa hapa mjini town ili tuweze kushukuru wafanyabiashara vile waliweza kumpigia kura Simba Kiage na akaweza kuwa governor wa Nakuru County. Kwa hivyo sasa tutaanza kazi, na ile kazi ambayo tutaanza ni kuweza kufanyia watu wetu wakaaji wa Nakuru County, tuweze kuwafanyia kazi ili waweze kuona huo uongozi ulikuwa uongozi ambao ni kuwasaidia.
During her campaigns, Kiage capitalized on their wrongful eviction promising that the operators she would facilitate their return to the old bus terminal within the town center if elected.
Majina yangu naitwa Ankey here. Tumemshika mkono na watu wengi ambao wamejitokeza kama wana biashara kuweza kusupport ambao walikuwa wamesimama na UDA. Lakini tunashukuru kwa sababu wote wameweza kushika viti zao na sasa tutaendelesha Nakuru yetu na biashara zetu zitarudi.
Elsewhere, it's a reprieve for farmers from Mount Elgon after GPC fertilizer manufacturer sold them fertilizer at 254 shillings. The farmers will get the affordable fertilizers in the National Cereals and Saving Board centers all over the country. Farmers have been urged to return to farming so as to ensure the country has food security.
Majina yangu ni Linet Kipsirat kutoka Kaptama. Tunafuraha sana sababu ni msimu ya kupanda mboga, maragwe. Sasa tunafuraha sana. Kutarajia tuliitwa kwamba kuna mafundisho ya kukusa kahawa na organic fertilizer na tumeshuhudia, so tunafuraha sana GPC kwa kutuelimisha na kutupea ujuzi mpya ya kukusa chakula.
Elsewhere, boda operators in Embu County have been urged to reduce the use of moguka stimulants and other drugs while doing their businesses. Speaking during an advocacy campaign forum by University of Embu students against the moguka use among boda operators, stakeholders observed that there was an increase in moguka use that had significant effect on the sector.
With bodies such as NACADA, which is a government institution, with NACADA and various other bodies and the public-private partnership, tunaona that the fight against drugs is at the forefront.
Edwin John Mukora, Lookuptv.
How this time around, by the way, Kenyans did know exactly what your campaign processes were. If you remember, Simba Kiage, the new governor for Nakuru County, had said, the moment I come back to the office, we're going to find a way that we're going to bring matatus back to town. Now, the outgoing governor, Lee Kenyanjui, he said, I don't like the way the CBD looks, so the matatus have to get out. So hata kabla officially being sworn in, matatu operators are like, wewe ndio ulisema, and that's why we supported you. So for those people who are not really keen on how Nakuru town was quite a good place to go to, by the way, for the past 2 years, it was orderly, it was noise free, it was you would say that it was really good. Now, it is things back to exactly how they used to be. But they remember Nakuru, by the way, was given a city status. So you will see exactly how it's going to be. I mean, putting them to account. And that's what we kept on saying this morning with Ankey Dorice and DJ Skinner, who've been saying, well, this time around, we have to ask these leaders. Remember, play those clips and tell them, we voted you in because of your promises. Matatu operators in Nakuru County were promised, the moment I get this particular seat, you'll go back to town. And they're getting ready. So we don't know exactly how Nakuru is going to look as well. For those of us who have the privilege to go there from time to time, we'll come back and report on exactly how it has been. Now remember, it is Friday, and we want to kuserereka now. Once we come back, DJ Skinner will be coming back just to give you a sense of what we mean by kuserereka. Just back to back music right here at Morning Drift, Kuserereka Friday. We take a short break.